Yes, indeed. Let's take a look at Mpumalanga now, because that's one of the provinces that is it's a massive stronghold. Actually, I've got Rinesh Dwaj with me, a face you're going to get very, very familiar with over this time, political analyst here at the SABC, or just I actually don't know what to call you anymore. I think I'm just going to call you a political analyst, because that's all we're doing is analysing things.
That's fine.
So we're having a look at, the ANC in Mpumalanga is exceptionally strong.
Yeah.
What you're seeing on the screen right now, South Africa, are the results from the 2011 municipal elections. Of the seats that there are, 797, ANC got 625. So they're pretty firm there. Are there any threats in Mpumalanga for them?
Absolutely, Leanne. Remember, Mpumalanga is ANC territory, but just a very interesting point. If we look at the ANC seats, look at this party, the Bushbuck Ridge Residents Association. The history behind this party was that these were former ANC councillors. They were totally unhappy with the ANC back in the early 2000s. They broke away, stood as independents first, and then formed the Bushbuck Ridge Residents Association. And as you can see, they've got 7 seats, from the last election. So yeah, but still very much ANC territory.
Yeah, very, very much so. And this is one of those areas that we'll be having a look a little bit more in depth now. In fact, we've got our reporter who's there with us now. We'll talk to Rinesh a little bit later on. But Motswela, we've got him there. Motswela Ngubeni, he's there actually at the Kruger National Park. So let's find out what's happening at the voting station over there and see if there were any. Motswela Ngubeni, I beg your pardon, and we'll have to see if in fact there were any special votes cast over there. Motswela, a very good morning to you.
Very good morning to you, Leanne, and the viewers at home. It's indeed a very interesting morning here in the Bushbuck Ridge area. We are here at the Kruger National Park, and we've been making rounds across the municipality, checking how the voting has been going since yesterday. As far as it stands, there's been a no-show in most of the voting stations. You remember here, there's a huge dispute from the Bushbuck Ridge Resident Association with regards to the number of special voters that have registered. Like this, Bushbuck Ridge in itself has a population of about 541,000 people, and you have about 225,000 people who have registered for special votes. Of that, for elections, but of the 225,000, you have 25,000 people who have registered for special votes, and the Bushbuck Ridge Resident Association is disputing that number. But what's very interesting is that in the previous elections, we've had about the same number of people registered for elections, and only 52% actually showed up to come and cast their votes. So it's one thing to monitor. It's the number of people who have registered versus the number of people who are showing up to vote. And late yesterday, we went to a few voting stations. In one of them, there were about 100 people who had registered for special votes, and only 6 people had showed up. So they still have today to go and cast their votes. So we'll be monitoring that situation to see how many people actually come to cast their votes.
Motswela, thank you. Thank you very much, Motswela Ngubeni. He's there in the Kruger National Park. He's at the Bushbuck Ridge, the municipality there. I've actually gone into that particular Bushbuck Ridge, and just to show you what it looked like after the voting that took place in 2011. And of course, you can see what the votes were like, and it was really very much so quite an ANC stronghold once again, having a look there, with the first place going to the ANC, and then of course coming in at second place with 108 votes compared to 3,139 votes there for the ANC. So it really is quite a big one. But if we look at the race for votes, that'll even give you a better summary as to how things looked in that particular area. But apparently it's the smaller parties that do quite well in Bushbuck Ridge when put against the ANC. All right, let's take a break here on the program. We'll see you after this. Stay tuned.